What's up, y'all? It's West Indie Ray back again with another video. Today is just going to be a quick and simple video. You guys know I like talking about manifestation on my channel, as well as sharing my personal experiences with you all, because I feel like a lot of us are on the same accord and going through the same exact process. I just hit I don't even want to say a temporary roadblock. I just stalled out on my manifestation practice. You guys know at one point I was waking up every morning just detailing more and more what I want my life to be like, whether it be my specific manifestation where I do the 68-second rule, or scripting where I just go deeper and deeper into like what I want to manifest into more detail, like as if I'm writing a novel. I made videos on both of those things. I'll link them up here as well as down in the description box below. But you guys know that I used to do something every day, even if it was just spending time at my altar or just meditating and things like that. And this isn't really the most fun video to do. Like, I don't know, I'm very happy to be doing this particular video, and it kind of, while filming, has developed into what it is turning into right now. But sorry if I'm not making sense. It's a little overwhelming, even though I'm happy to share this information with you guys. So my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer about 6 years ago, and it's been an ongoing struggle for us as a family, for her individually, and everything like that. You guys know that I'm into a lot of the holistic stuff, and this is really the main reason why, because some things that should not have happened to her happened, which as a result she now is dealing with the breast cancer problem again after having a little break because of the treatments that she was doing, and all of them holistic, and the surgery that she had, blah blah blah. It's a bunch of stuff. So basically what I'm saying is there have been several things in her life that I feel like did play into this breast cancer diagnosis, but all of them were like assisted. There were things where if she had better counsel at the time or access to more information at the time, she would not, in retrospect, have gone back and done those procedures and those treatments that she's had. Even down to mammograms and stuff like that, you guys. There are several things that I want to eventually share with you on my channel about health and holistic lifestyle and things like that. And I will get to that, but long story short, a lot of the things that she did at the doctor's office she would not have done. And I feel like if she didn't do those things, and not to blame her at all, but if she had more access to this information and we weren't so trusting at that time, she would not be in the same predicament that she's in right now. But she's good. We're getting through it as a family, being strong, all that jazz. We are getting the situation resolved, and I have an undying amount of faith that this will happen, because I did manifest this before. Like in my manifestation practice, I write all that out. I detail all of it, where I want to see her at my wedding, when I have kids and things like that. And it's always a very emotional thing, and sometimes I have instances to where I just have such clarity and such hope, because manifestation has definitely helped me through this whole entire cancer process. But I guess you can say the shock of having to actually deal with what is going on with her, and the rush to try to prove myself and to be there for her as a daughter, and to love her as much as she deserves to be loved all the time. All of that was kind of just really overwhelming when it came to doing that and being there for her, and me as a Pisces always feeling the need to prove that I'm a good person, or that I'm a good daughter, or that I want her to survive and stuff like that. Like, even though I know these things about myself, I always feel this burning need to prove it, or else nobody will know. And I guess that could be a good thing at times, but also it's very suffocating and annoying, to the point where, I mean, I was doing that stuff and I was going to work and I was procrastinating. I would just go into like distracting my mind with other things, and if my hands weren't full with something, I would go and like go to the store real quick to get some ingredients for vegan muffins that I still haven't made, or you know, just things like that. Like I'd waste a lot of time doing things that seemed productive but that weren't actually productive to my life. And I think that a lot of that had to do with the fact that I didn't want to have to sit there and think about it, because I was already being forced to talk about it all day, and people were calling me and coming out the woodwork. And although I love and I appreciate those people, and I've been working on having understanding with those people, because just as they might not know what I'm going through as a daughter, I might not know what they're going through as a niece or a nephew or a cousin or a friend. I've been trying to work within myself for all those things, but I feel like when you get to where I'm at, or even where some of you guys are at, no matter what you do, you're so deeply rooted and grounded that it would take some real work in order to separate you from the creator, like to an extreme degree, you know what I'm saying? So even though I've been off my horse and stuff like that, it's always so important to take some time just for yourself. The whole situation has kind of made me feel a little out of touch with myself, and with not even with spirit, just mostly myself, because I have like undying faith that since I already wrote this, it'll be done. But as far as focusing on new things and things that I wish for my future, I find myself forcing, even though I've been off my game, I've been forcing myself to make time in the morning just laying in bed, practicing gratitude and thinking about all the things that I want and really getting a vision for that. I just wanted to say all that to say that even the people who seem like they have it all together, because I'm sure I seem like I have it all together sometimes, even people like that go through periods of just low energy or needing a little help or just needing to get through something sometimes. Take a step back because they're overwhelmed. Like, don't think that, oh, just because I missed a couple days or I've been in a rut for a couple weeks, I'm not gonna have a connection and my desires are not gonna come through, because I'm highly blessed. Like, the way that all this has been working out is such a blessing. Like, everything from people lending a hand to help me or to see if they can do something to help my family, like all the way to the doctors who have been so kind to her and patients that have been around her going through the same thing, offering her such support. I am highly blessed. Like, everything is going exactly as I asked for it to go. So even when you're in periods to where you feel like you're not as close, you're still connected, okay? And I just want you guys to rest easy in that, and to know that there are times, like, nobody's perfect. There are times to where you're gonna maybe fall off your wagon a little bit, but the main part with that is, like I said, I suggest that you take time, even if it's just when you first wake up, to incorporate that grateful attitude and that manifestation, like visualization, into your day, because at least that way, you know, you feel like you've at least done something. You feel like you still have direction, and you know, just know and rest easy with the fact that we're having a human experience. But at the end of the day, what are we? We are spiritual beings. So therefore, everything that you do will be spiritual, okay? So you're gonna get back to it. Like, if you're in a rut, it's just like when you write poetry or you're writing a book. When you're in a rut, they call it writer's block. It's kind of the same thing, like meditation block or manifestation block or self-love block, where you just really are drained of the energy, barely appetite. You're like, I don't want to do this, or it slips your mind, or you procrastinate too much and you don't do what you need to do and what matters. Those things happen, but it's the most important part about manifestation is to get back on your horse, okay? It's to fully saddle up. It's to not even just be winning the Super Bowl ring because you were on the team, be like, put me in, coach. That's the most important part of manifestation, just taking the time to do it. And I didn't ever think that I would get to a point in my life to where I literally just wanted to, but I felt so away from my practice. I didn't think that that would happen, but you never know, like, what goes on in people's lives and what can potentially go on in your life that might separate you a little bit. So the main point of this is just manifestation is only going to work if you let it, if you do the work, if you practice, and you get better and better at it every day. So not doing it kind of does hold you back from the progression of that, but it's so important to feel your phases and to be understanding with yourself and to take time. So that's just my little honest, little candid story about what I'm going through right now in my life's journey, and just give you a little bit of encouragement if you are in the same position, okay? It'll get better, I promise. It's not the end of the world, even though it seems kind of like I'm drained, because I am a little drained. I'm happy, but I'm drained. Like I said before, I still feel completely blessed, and I'm appreciative and showing everlasting gratitude for the things that have been going on in my life. I'm very happy at this point. Things happen in life, you know? And just remember, like I said before, as a spiritual being having a human experience, everything that you will do is spiritual. So even when you feel disconnected, you're not, because you are working within your spiritual self always. And that being said, make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you are being kind and patient to yourself. You talk to yourself the most, more than anybody does, and more than you talk to anybody else. So make sure that you are saying good things. So yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share. Follow all my social media accounts right down there, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.